What's good, Ranger Nation? Ninja Raid 9 here. Come on, I'll bring you guys my review for the next episode of Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel called Trouble. This episode started off with Victor and Monty doing something stupid and running into the monster Voltipede, which zaps Victor with some electricity that makes him kind of like Electro from Spider-Man, and giving him like powers or something. But then we cut to a woman on the street, and she's being aided by Calvin because her car broke down, and Calvin looks at her engine and finds out that her engine's fried and everything. And then he meets the guy Joe, who's a mechanic, and then he offers Calvin a job on the spot. And then next day at school, they're talking to Calvin, and he's talking about how Joe offered him a job full time, so he's quitting school. But the Rangers are worried since he's barely done. But then we got the Calvin and Joe, and they are fixing cars, and they're wondering what's going on, why are all these cars short-circuiting. But then Voltipede shows up, Calvin fights him, and then the Rangers show up in the Lion Fire Zord, but then Voltipede shoots down the Lion Fire Zord, so which prompts Calvin to elect to try and fix it, but he doesn't know what he's doing, so he calls on Mick to help. And then Mick tells Calvin that the reason that he knows so much about like spaceship stuff because he stayed in school and he graduated. But then they get the Lion Fire Zord fixed up, and then they face off Voltipede, and Calvin gets a chance to use the Lion Fire armor, and then Cosmo gigantifies him, and then they use the Ninja Blade Megazord to take him down. And in the episode, Calvin talks to Joe and makes the decision to stay in school. My thoughts on this episode: it was really cool. It was a pretty good lesson that you should stay in school to learn as much as you can before going out into the workforce. So that was cool, and I'm not even gonna talk about the whole Victor and Monty getting contacted by the secret agent because it pretty much went nowhere. But let me know your thoughts on this episode in the comment section below. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the Ranger Nation if you haven't, and stay notified when I upload next. So until then, Ninja 89 here. Farewell, and let the power protect you.